We're going to talk about graphing today. All right, first things first, we have to remember these two components, okay? Now, on these problems, you're going to have to do what we call an input-output table, or a table of coordinates, okay? That's the only way you're going to be able to graph these. Let's take, for example, number 47. Number 47 says y is equal to x squared plus 4x minus 1. Okay? Now, which one do we look at to see if it's up or down? A, B, or C? A. Okay, so we look at here, and that's going to tell us that it's up. Okay? Now, we plug in this information to this. So we got that next. Okay? Plug in that, you get 4 over 2 times 1, and that's negative. And so that gives me negative 2. Okay? So that is your vertex. Okay? So we want to go on either side of that. All right, but we got to figure out what our vertex, what the actual vertex point is. To do that, what do we have to do? Plug it into the equation. Okay, because this is the next thing, x equal negative 2. Okay, now that we found it. So we plug that in, y equal negative 2 squared plus 4 times 2 minus 1. Yeah. So that's going to give you y is equal to 4 plus 8 minus 1, which is what? 11. So y is equal to 11. So our vertex of the parabola then is negative 2 and 11. Okay, and it's going to be pointing up. All right, so unfortunately, that puts it pretty high up on the graph. Yeah. Oh, my bad. Thank you. Okay, good. That'll help us. Thank you. Yeah, that'll help. Good. Then it won't be 11. So it's 4, negative 8, negative 9, so it'd be negative 5. Okay, so that's better, obviously. All right, so then your vertex, what they're saying with the vertex is this. All right, so negative 2, 1, 2, and negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there's your point. Okay, and so we want to go, it's going to look something like this now, because it goes up, but we've got to find the other points. Okay, so our point here was negative 2, and that equals negative 5. So we want to go 3 points to the left, 3 points to the right. Okay, so 3 points to the left, to the right, negative 1, 0, and 1. 3 points to the left would be negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. Okay, and this is really to do on graph paper, because there's your input-output table right there. Okay. So we plug those in. So x squared plus 2x minus 1. So you plug in negative 3. That's going to give you 9 plus negative 6 minus 1, which is 2. Then it's 16 plus negative 8 minus 1. Is that correct? Yeah. What is that? 7? Then you have 25 plus negative 10 minus 1. What? 14? Okay, now you do the other side, and that gives you what on the first one? Negative 4. So that would be that'd be 1. No. No, because that's a positive 1 plus negative 2 minus 1.
Wait, isn't it 4x? Yeah. It's
4x?
Yeah, it's supposed to be 4x, so they're all wrong.
Oh.
Yes.
Why didn't you catch that before there, Zach?
I wasn't smart. Oh yeah, blame it on Zach.
No, I'm just curious why y'all didn't catch it there.
I didn't catch it where?
Then why didn't you say anything?
Because I was thinking myself. And then I was like, it's negative 4, and then you said it was something else, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 4. So that's going to have to redo those. Let's see, it's going to be 3, negative 12. 4 times that'd be negative 12. Negative 13, so that's going to be negative 4.
Boom. Negative 4.
For the negative 3. So that's going to be negative 16 here. So that's negative 1. That one's going to be here. 4 times 5 be negative 20, negative 21. Now, let me rework it.
Once you find out, you can find out the other side.
So that's going to be negative 1, so that's right. So then I got 25 plus negative 20 minus 1 be positive 4. Okay, go on the other side. So the other side you got 1 plus 4 times negative 1 minus 1. So that is going to be negative 4. And then negative 1. 4. Okay. Now, so we graphed that. Okay. We already have this point. Okay, right there. So you graph the next point. Negative 3, negative 4. So negative 3, 1, 2, 3. Negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then you have negative 4, negative 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 1 would be there. Then you have negative 5 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's one side of it. Okay. The other side would be your negative 1 and negative 4. Negative 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. That one happens to be right across from it. Then you have 0 and -1. So 0 and -1 would be there. Okay. And then you have 1 and 4. No. No, that ain't right. Well, 0 and -1 would have to be right. Correct? That's what it was, -1.
Yep, it's 0 and -1. Yeah, you didn't put it in the thing. It should be over.
What are you trying to figure out?
No, it can't be. It can't be 0 and 1. It can't be 1 and 4.
Why not?
Well, because if you do 1 and 4, so you tell me, why does it not work?
Okay, the 0 and -1, you wrote that wrong.
Coach, you put that dot there wrong. Yeah, you put that dot on that x-axis wrong.
Oh, there it is. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That's a weird parabola.
Did you not?
Yeah, I was going to say, wait a minute. So, yeah, there you go. Okay, so on that particular one, they all line up. Okay, the points just line up straight across from each other. Okay, but there'll be some that don't, like we talked about on Friday. Okay, so obviously, a lot of work. Try not to do it in your head. That'll help. Let's look at another one. Let's look at number 52. Number 52 says y equal 3x squared minus 2x. Okay, so obviously we're looking at A, so it's going to point up, okay, because it's positive. Now we find B over 2 times A, so B is equal to -2, and 2 times A, which is 6, which not 2 times 6, but 6. Okay, so it is 1 over 3. So x is equal to 1 over 3. So now I have to plug that back in. Y is equal to 3 times 1/3 squared minus 2 times 1/3. Okay, so y is equal to 3 over 1 times 1 over 9 minus 2 over 1 times 1 over 3. Okay, now, cross cancel. So y is equal to 1/3 minus 2 over 3, which is -1/3. So, your vertex then is 1 over 3 and -1 over 3. Okay, so obviously, don't really like that, but it's what it is. Now, in your box, then, you're going to have 1/3 and -1/3. So we want to go 3 points to the right of 1/3, which gives us 0, 1, 2. No, 1, 2, 3. I'm thinking of -1/3. 1, 2, 3. On the other side, I really don't want to use 0. Okay, we're going to use it, but it's going to be so close to 1/3. Your point's going to be like, you're going to have a point here and then a point right next to it. So I don't like using it, but we'll go ahead and use it. 0, -1, -2. Okay, so there's your table. Now I'm going to rewrite the expression, make sure I write it right this time. Okay. So now we just start plugging in the numbers. Plug in the 1. Okay, so that would be 3 times 1, which is 3, minus 2, which is 1. So when 1 was 1, now we plug in the 2. So you have 12 minus 4, which is 8. Then we plug in the 3. That's 9, 27. Wow. It's going to be a huge graph. So you get that one. We may do without that one if we can once we get it starting to draw. All right, now you go to the other one. You get y is equal to. You get y equal to. You get x equal to 0. Okay, so it's 0. So it's going to go through the origin. Okay. Then you have negative 1, so that's y is equal to 3 times negative 1 squared minus 2 times negative 1. So that's going to be 3 minus negative 2, which is 5. Then you've got y is equal to 3 times negative 2 squared minus 2 times negative 2, right? Yeah. So that is 12 minus negative 4, which is 16. Okay? So here's our numbers. Well, the problem you've got is normally I'd say, go ahead and do it by 2s, but you really can't because then that makes that 1/3 even that much smaller. All right. So there's our numbers. No, I copied them. And you wanted to move, imagine that.
Well, now I can do it. I start rebellion. Yeah. You know what our rebellion is?
All right. Probably not going to be enough, but we'll give it a shot. All right. Negative x 1/3. X is 1/3 and negative 1/3. So 1/3 is here, negative 1/3. It's going to be right about there. Okay. Then our next point to the right is 1 and 1. Like that right there. Next one is 2 and 8. So 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next one is 3 and 21. So that would be 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Make a mark there. 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay. Now the other one is 0, 0. So like I said, it's going to be right next to that one. Then you have negative 1 and 5. which is right there. Then you have negative 2 and 16. There's that one. Yeah.
It's the same on both sides. Can't you put this one? Can't you put this one right here and this one right here? This one right here, and that would be good enough.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You could. No, you can't. How would you put one there?
Because figure out that, and then.
For you to figure out where it is on this line, you're going to have to use a fraction. Yeah, because it's not. That's 1 and 1. Well, our 1 is up there. Okay, so you're going to have to figure out what the fraction is between those 2 points and use that fraction. That's why you can't do it that way. Hey, didn't say talk. So, if you connect the dots, it's there. Okay. That was when I was counting. I had marked that because I had to scoot up and I wanted to make sure I knew where I was. All right. So that's what you get. Okay. So your homework.
Is 47 through 57?
47 through 57. This is 11. Looks like there's only 2 of those that point down. Yeah. Hey, get to work. You still got 10 minutes. Huh? How are you going to get the values if you don't have a table? Huh? Folks, I am fixing to increase your work. So you can either choose to get to work or you can choose to have more problems that will be a test grade. I'm not asking you to talk.